Welcome back. Something to put on your radar as we move past a historic flooding event. We could see a flood of flooded cars.
Yeah, we sure could. So A, you don't want to buy one, and B, what happens if you already own one? Joining us to answer those questions is Matt Degen, senior editor for Kelley Blue Book. Matt, we appreciate your time. And let's dive in right here. Let's talk about how floodwaters can damage a car. What are the most serious problems it can cause?
Yes, well, you can have a whole lot of damage to both the mechanical and the electrical systems. And if you find that your car has been flooded, first of all, don't try to turn it on. Of course, make sure that you're safe and, you are as safe as possible. But don't even try to turn that car on, because that could only damage it further. But we're talking just, serious damage to cars. For the most part, when a car has been flooded, it's usually deemed a total loss by the insurance agency.
So what kind of other damages could impact a car's resale value when we're thinking of a big rain event?
Yeah, well, for the most part, you really should not be buying a car, a used car that has had flood damage. Most of the time, that needs to be disclosed, and you really just want to stay far away from that. Those cars, they might be a salvage title or something like that. And even if the car is running currently, all that damage, you could have rust, you could have electrical issues, mechanical issues. And then if it's an electric car, then you can have a whole other host of problems, just because, of course, water and electricity, they don't mix.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. You're right. Of course, it's almost a certainty that in the coming months, some flood-damaged cars are going to wind up on the used car market. It should be recorded that happened, but what can we do as consumers to avoid getting stuck with one of these cars?
Yes, that's an excellent point. And unfortunately, there are some unscrupulous buyers that will take a flood-damaged car, maybe one that has a salvage title, and they'll try to resell it. Usually this happens in another state. They'll try to move it out of state. They'll try to get that title. It's called washing a title. You want to stay far away from that. And the best thing that you can do is check the vehicle's history. You don't need to pay any money for doing this. You can check with Carfax, AutoCheck. There's even several government agencies that you can check with. They have a whole database of cars. And you can check by the VIN, that's the vehicle identification number. That exact car, you can look at its history to see if it's ever had any flood damage or any other events that should really give you pause of buying a vehicle like that.
Now, to stay prepared, right, we've been having a lot of rain here in Connecticut. Is there anything you would recommend to car owners right now when it comes to insurance? Should we be thinking about changing our policy to cover flooding events?
That's always a good idea. Most comprehensive policies are going to cover flood damage, but that is such a great point. You absolutely want to talk with your insurance agent to make sure that you have the coverage you need, especially with these catastrophic storms.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking about my car insurance, home insurance. It's really causing us to reflect a little bit here.
It's a lot for all of us to look at. That's true.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you, Matt Degen from Kelley Blue Book. Thank you for your time.